Counter-Strike 2 has a cheating problem, and a lot of people in the community blame Valve for being lazy or incompetent, but let's pause for a moment. This is Valve we're talking about, a company notoriously selective in hiring. I mean, even entry-level jobs might require a PhD and 10 years of experience. So clearly, the issue isn't about talent or incompetence. So if Valve is really that skilled, what's really happening with anti-cheat in CS2? Well, if Valve is known for one thing, it's being secretive. I mean, no one really knows what they're up to. But what if I told you I found some answers? Okay, for some quick context, when a company like Valve creates something, they file a patent. And by law, patents have to be public. Meaning if Valve was working on some secret anti-cheat solution, I should be able to find the patent for it in a Google database. And so that's exactly what I did. I researched and I found a couple Valve patents about their anti-cheat. So the first patent I found was titled Machine Learning Trust Scoring for Player Matchmaking, filed on September 6th, 2019. And it kind of outlines Valve's core anti-cheat solution, Trust Factor. In the patent, they talk about how they create an extensive digital profile for every player by tracking 1. Gameplay hours and session frequency, 2. Match performances like scores, KD ratios, skill levels, and then 3. Report and ban histories, 4. Linked accounts and account ownership changes, 5. Financial information, and then 6. Geographic locations. And these profiles feed sophisticated machine learning models that predict player trustworthiness. An older player with high hours and few reports scores a high trust score, whereas a new account with quick reports scores a low trust. This makes it difficult for cheaters to evade bans by creating new accounts, as their digital footprint follows them. So that patent was all about Trust Factor, and I'm sure you've heard about it. But here, let's go into patent number 2, titled Automatically Reducing Use of Cheat Software in an Online Game Environment, filed on March 31st, 2020. Now, this patent is all about Valve's active real-time cheat detection using deep neural networks trained on datasets labeled with confirmed cheating examples. It basically monitors gameplay actions instantaneously to detect cheats. So do you remember when CS2 came out and people were getting banned because they increased their DPI to like 1 trillion? Well, I think this patent is about that technology. And interestingly, this patent was made all the way back in 2020, so they've clearly been working on this for years. And so this is an interesting section I found on detecting aimbot. So it involves measuring how much a player's weapon moves half a second before and a quarter second after firing, including precise changes in pitch and yaw. It's about minute, unnatural movements a human typically wouldn't make. And just for a fun fact, kind of unrelated to the patent, but you know those "Are you human" captchas where you click the check mark? Well, it's not about whether or not an AI could click that check mark. It's about the mouse's movement in reaching the check mark. So like a human would not move in straight lines, they might curve a little bit and might do it a bit slow, whereas a computer would make rigid mouse movements. Anyways, when suspicious gameplay actions are detected, they're cross-validated by additional anti-cheat systems. Depending on confidence levels, penalties range from automated warnings to immediate bans without human intervention. And so that's basically what the second patent is all about, just automatic detection for unnatural patterns or movements. Okay, but all of this begs the question, why does Valve use such a complex, layered approach instead of simpler anti-cheats like Valorant's Vanguard? Valorant seems to have far less cheaters than Counter-Strike. Well, there are a few reasons that I can think of. One is privacy and user experience. So Valve respects user privacy by focusing primarily on analyzing gameplay behavior, unlike kernel-level anti-cheats like Valorant Vanguard that monitor users constantly, even when not in-game. The second reason is adaptability and prediction. Valve's method proactively identifies cheats based on behavioral patterns, making it effective against new or evolving cheats without needing constant manual updates. In a competitive game, there's an arms race constantly going on between the cheat devs and the anti-cheat devs, and Valve is basically saying, we're going to win this by just dropping out of that race entirely. The third reason is scalability and continuous improvement. Because deep learning models improve continuously as they learn from new data, they automatically get better at adapting to emerging threats. Okay, well, that all sounds nice in theory, and it's nice to know that Valve isn't completely ignoring the cheating problem. They are quietly innovating. But is it enough? Because despite these sophisticated strategies, cheating persists, partly because cheat developers constantly adapt, Additionally, machine learning systems aren't flawless. They require constant update and precise data. And Valve's strong stance on user privacy also inherently limits the aggressiveness of their detection. Ultimately, Valve's approach isn't about completely eliminating cheating overnight. It's about steadily moving towards fairness without compromising player trust or experience. So Valve's method is undeniably innovative, potentially shaping the future of anti-cheat technology, but innovation comes with trade-offs. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like and subscribe. I'm going to make as many videos as I can, and I'm going to try to make them better each time. So thanks for watching.